Look, the dynamic duo!
Now, here's the thing. I'm worried, Kevin. And guys, join us next time for the next show because I'm worried about the MCU. I am very, very worried because I don't know what this means for the future. And maybe you can explain it to me. What does this mean? Does this mean Hugh Jackman is the new Marvel MCU Wolverine? Does it mean that Elektra survived? I'm a little bit confused about that whole timeline thing. At the end of the movie, which universe are they in? Is it the Deadpool universe or is it the main universe? What does it
I'm
mean?
To be honest, I'm not sure myself, but I can tell you this much. Right now, Hugh Jackman is under contract to continue to play Wolverine for the studio.
Kevin, I don't know how you feel about that, but I think it's a mistake. I'm
It
sorry.
it is a mistake. He's getting too old to play the role. The way they handled it this time with the Deadpool combo, it worked for them. If they wanted to do a later movie where Hugh Jackman showed up somehow in this new X-Men project that they have coming, I could see a quick cameo. But to keep him, although the role and the character of Wolverine has become his, it's almost like Michael Keaton with Batman, but I feel he's getting too old to be doing it. That was one of the things that bothered me about the Flash movie. It was cool to see Keaton back, but you could tell the years and natural aging were in front of him.
For sure, for sure. I mean, I love seeing him again, and I thought that cameo worked well. And I thought it was in context of him being an older guy. But this is not what's happening with Hugh Jackman. We're just saying, oh, that's Wolverine. And you're absolutely right. He's too old because he's not too old right now because obviously he just did an awesome film. He looked great in the film. But when you're making these movies, you're projecting 10, 20 years into the future. And is this the guy you want to start that 20-year journey with? Because eventually he's gonna be too old for that. He's been Wolverine for 20 years. So is he gonna be the Wolverine for the next 20 years? That he's gonna be an old man. Deadpool said they're gonna make him do this until he's 90. You know what I mean?
It's going to be at least 3 years from now before we even get to the X-Men.
Absolutely. 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 And so there's many, many things that I'm worried about because it's like, did they save the Fox universe? Because remember at the end of the movie, Deadpool goes,
Uh-huh.
"Hey, I've got some friends. Can you help them out?" Does that mean Blade? Does that mean Wesley Snipes is coming back as Blade? Does that mean Pyro is still Pyro? Like, I don't know what that means. And if it is, if you're bringing Fox into the MCU, I'm sorry, it's a mistake. It's time to move on from the Fox. It is because they weren't good. It wasn't good. So it's time to move on from Fox. I think this would have been, I think this is a better send-off than Logan. I don't like the Logan movie. I know some people like it. Some people love it. I don't like the Logan movie. But this is a perfect send-off for Hugh Jackman as Wolverine because we finally got him to give Wolverine. Now, let me rant a little bit. Kevin, here's what's frustrating to me. For 20 years, man, for 20 years, the studios have, for whatever reason, denied us the ability to have Wolverine. And for 20 years, do you realize Hugh Jackman and the X-Men have never enjoyed the success that Deadpool is enjoying right now? In its first opening weekend, in its first 5 days, Deadpool has made more money than any of the X-Men movies. Hugh Jackman has never been that, but he could have been. They could have made all that money. They could have achieved that level of success. Why didn't they do that, Kevin? And I keep asking you that question, forgive me. Why didn't they do that? And it makes me worry because it's like everything that I'm seeing with the decisions that Kevin Feige is making for the next phase of the MCU, Kevin, I'm disagreeing with 80% of it. 80% of it. The decisions on the Fantastic Four, they're horrible. They're horrible, Kevin. They're screwing. Like, listen, the lesson is very simple. Stick to the source material. Don't be afraid of the genre. All you have to do is do it right, but stick to the source material. For years, we were told you can't do the yellow costume. It's too unbelievable. It's too unrealistic. Wolverine can't be Wolverine. The action sequence has to be some pseudo superhero, lame, boring thing. And 20 years later, we're shown that's actually not true. And in fact, when you do it right, it's a nuclear explosion. Why would you mess with the Fantastic Four? Why would you mess with any future? I'm worried, man. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
If I may, my answer to this is in two parts. One, every person that has ever made any of these movies, whether they be from Warner Brothers and DC Studios, or whether it's Marvel and Disney's involvement, or even going back to the Fox and Paramount days. Everybody wants to put their own stamp on it creatively. I understand that. I agree with it. But your answer, and you already said it, is two things. One, these are comic books and cartoons. Stick to your primary storylines and source material, and the audience will join you. If you don't, you are telling the audience they're in a manner of speaking, and I don't think that I'm overstating this. If you don't stick to most of the source material and primary material, you're spitting back in the audience faces and laughing at them in a weird way. We are the ones that are giving them the money. We are the ones that are giving them the time of day when it comes down to TV and going to the movies. Now, my thing is, the MCU has never been completely comic accurate. It's entirely separate from what we see on these comic pages. But the reason for their success is most of what the Russos and Kevin Feige has done, plus other directors and other creative people like Sam Raimi, etc. They read the comics and they brought them to life. Stick to that and you'll be successful. If you don't, you're gonna fail.
It's unbelievable, man. It's the lesson has been taught over and over and over and over and over again. Stick to the source material.
I don't think that the Fantastic Four is going to work. I really don't. I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like what I'm hearing. And I love Pedro Pascal as an actor. I think he's an engagingly talented man. I like most of the rest of the casting choices, I think they work. But if these um rumors that are on the online are true, this movie is going to fail like the other ones did.
That's the problem, Kevin. That's exactly the problem. We've had failures with the Fantastic Four. And why did we have failures? Is because we didn't honor the material well enough. We really didn't. Like the first Fantastic Four movies, they tried to sort of be, but they took chances. They took chances. They put Jessica Alba. That's not Sue Storm. They made Doctor Doom part of the team that experimented. That's not the origin. They made it a little bit. Reed Richards is acting kind of funny, making jokes. That's not the Fantastic Four. They took risks. They deviated from the source material, and it failed. It failed a couple of times. Then they tried to reinvent. So let me reinvent the Fantastic Four as I see it. Let me put my stamp on the Fantastic Four. That failed miserably, miserably. What are we left here? Are we gonna keep experimenting? We're gonna take that gold, that beautiful shining gold, and we're literally gonna put crap on it, man. And we're gonna put it on top of we're gonna offer it as an offering. Every decision, Pedro Pascal, if he keeps that mustache, Kevin, I'm sorry, this is petty, this is stupid. If he keeps that mustache, I'm not seeing it opening weekend. I don't
Well,
want Mr. Fantastic to have a little Spanish mustache. This is not an anti-Hispanic. Again, as if you know the show and if you know me, I am against the AIW's anti-inclusivity warriors. That's not what it is. I'm simply saying Reed Richards doesn't have that mustache. Jesus Christ Almighty. Why are we doing this?
well, I have to say, and pardon me for jumping in here, but based on being petty, if the version of the Fantastic Car is what we saw at the Comic-Con preview, I am not happy at all. I am not joking. I hate that car. It looks like, and I'm not kidding, if you go back and look at it, it looks like the card that they had for Secret Squirrel on those old 60s cartoons.
Oh my God.
The design is almost the exact same thing. It looks like the car from Secret Squirrel.
I can't picture that car right now, but it's that retro futuristic type of look. I don't mind the design of the car, but I absolutely hate that it could be the Fantastic Car. If
What?
it's the Fantastic Four, then hatred, just like you, it's like, are you? Oh my God, Kevin, please, people, ladies and gentlemen, we need to send Kevin Feige a message, and we need you to make this video go viral. Mr. Feige, here's the thing. You've done a terrific job building the MCU into what it is. But clearly mistakes have been made. And where the mistakes have been made is where chances have been taken unnecessarily. Fantastic Fours have proven to be a very sensitive material, which can or cannot work. The juice, the marrow, what makes the Fantastic Four is the original design, Kevin. What you don't need to pull into the Future Foundation. You don't need to pull into the Secret Wars with Doctor Doom. You don't need to do any of that. Go back to the Stan Lee, Kirby, John Buscema, John Byrne era and deliver those Fantastic Four. They're mature, it's exciting, it's fun, it's blockbuster, it is perfect. Enough of this belief that we cannot translate the comics into real life, Kevin, because every time we do, we get Deadpool and Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, come on. Look at the difference between Wolverine Origins and Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine Origins had Deadpool in it, but it wasn't Deadpool. So why are we taking this chance again with the Fantastic Four, which is so important? Right now, you're giving me Tony Stark as Iron Man. That's that's the wrong decision, Kevin. Unless Robert Downey Jr. never takes off the mask, which he shouldn't, by the way. We have never seen in the pages of comics. That's the one thing that's been consistent. We've never seen the face of Doctor Doom. Um, if Robert Downey Jr. plays Doctor Doom and he never takes off his mask, that's great. If another actor plays a young Victor Von Doom and his origin story, listen, I have no problem with Robert Downey Jr. playing. He's a good enough actor to be able to do that. But if you think you're going to take off the mask and say, I am Robert Downey Jr. and I'm Dr. Doom, you're ruining it, because there's no way people are going to distance themselves from Iron Man's. The guy did too good a job. See, what the hell? Who's making these decisions, Kevin? Who's making these decisions?
I have to say this. On Saturday evening, right after the announcement had been made, Gwyneth Paltrow put a statement out there herself, and you can look it up. It is real. She actually asked the question, what's going on? Are you a bad guy now?
Oh my God.
Now, Paltrow is someone, of course, that has been a part of this by playing Pepper Potts. And I understand the variant thing and the body switching and everything that goes along with the Secret War story. But anytime you have an actor or actress that has been a part of your franchise and she openly says, okay, Mr. Feige, Marvel, Disney, Robert, I don't get it, there's a piece missing somewhere.
There is.
She actually asked the question, has Iron Man become a baddie? What is going on? That is not good publicity for them.
I couldn't agree with you more, man. I really couldn't agree with you more. Anyway, guys, let us know if you agree or disagree. Maybe we got it wrong. Maybe Deadpool and Wolverine didn't make $211 million opening weekend and break box office records Mondays and Tuesdays. Maybe we got it wrong. Kevin, unfortunately, I gotta go. I said 1 o'clock and it's 1:03. I'm running late for my next meeting.
I understand, and we will meet up later. It's not a problem.
Roger that.